Stella! Rugby is a game that combines aspects of football, soccer, and basketball into one contact sport.
I think I always say it's like if football and soccer had like a love child, but it's backwards and there's no pads.
It's just a whole lot of tackling and being on the ground and getting off the ground and repeating that over and over again.
Well, you gotta pass the ball backwards, but like you gotta tackle people, but it's not like football, like you have to tackle them properly. Honestly, we're a lot safer than football because we know how to tackle for real.
We learn how to play correctly. There's a lot of fear around like head contact or concussions, or there's a perception that you're gonna break something. But once you learn how to play a sport, it's really just like anything else. There are risks with any type of physical sport you play, whether it's gymnastics or track. There's always a chance that you can hurt yourself, so it's really no different. It's just about being smart and learning how to play the game correctly.
I think rugby can be dangerous, but because of the way that rugby is growing, it is getting less dangerous because the risk factor comes in when people don't know the rules and the safety measures about it. Like if you don't know how to tackle properly, if you high tackle someone, you might give them a concussion. It's happened to me in high school, but like the fact that there are more girls playing in high school now is, I feel we will see a depletion in rate of injury because more girls will have more practice, more reps, more knowledge about how to keep the game safe.
The growth that it's experiencing is really great. I played in high school, and when we first started there were a lot less teams, and now it's just become more and more popular, so I think it's really great that women are getting the opportunity to play a sport that's physical at a younger age, and the fact that it's become more publicized and popular with the Olympics and Alona and everything else. It's really cool to see the growth of the sport happening right now.
Rugby used to be a boys' game. I think it used to be very popularized by men, and I think ever since women's sports have been surging. I mean, we've seen not rugby specific, but figures like Caitlin Clark, go Hawks, Alona Maher, Asia Wilson, Coco Gauff. We've seen so many female athletes do incredible things, and I think that has finally allowed rugby to become this outlet for girls and this more well-known outlet for girls, I'd say. I think before it was, okay, yeah, you have South Africa and New Zealand playing each other in the Rugby World Cup, but it was never really talked about women's. It was always about men's and how men's rugby was the standard. And now I feel that as a female athlete, women's rugby has always been the standard, but I think more people are recognizing that.
Where we are at in the collegiate level right now, it is a competitive sport that's taken very seriously, and there's fun to be had as any college sport, and any college athletes like to go out and have fun and be social. But we take this sport very seriously, and I don't think the majority of the public have realized that that is what rugby is about now.
I remember after we kicked the ball out of bounds, I felt such an overwhelming amount of relief that we'd qualified for nationals and we had finally won against UNI, which we had struggled to do in the past. And I looked, I think Kiana and Lalise were the people right around me, and we just started hugging and we're jumping around, and I started crying, and it was one of the happiest moments of my life that I can remember because everyone was together, and once everyone just joined in the circle, it just felt like we had such a community there, and everyone was so happy and on the same page with one another, and there's no better feeling than that.
When I started college and I was on the team, everything was a mess.
he said, she said. It was just everyone fighting. It was a wreck. Everyone was always arguing about something. So much drama. As soon as I joined rugby, I was like, oh my God, this is how teams are supposed to be.
I'd say this team specifically is community because it's stronger than any team I've ever played on before. All the girls are friends on and off the pitch, outside of practice. Everyone hangs out. Like, half of you guys live together. And like, I don't know, that's kind of crazy to me. I've never, like, all the teams I played for in high school were all like, oh yeah, like we're really close at our practices, but then we go and we have like our school friends and whatever, and we don't like we hang out occasionally outside a practice, but it's never like that consistent. But everyone on the team here really has a strong community, and I honestly think that's what makes us such a like good team and perform so well, is that we like know each other.
Honestly, I would have to say like what I love the most is like the times where we really just like feel like a team, and like we're all laughing and joking together, like before tournaments in those long car rides. I don't know, it's nice to like have a group of friends. It's probably like the first time like that I've ever had that, like coming to college, being a part of the rugby club, just like having that group of friends, and like I'm like, oh shit, like this is that camaraderie they were talking about. Like it is real. Like, so yeah, that's my favorite part.
What is one word you would use to describe this club?
This club? Together. We're just always around each other. I feel like even in our free time, it's always like, hey, do you want to hang out? Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, come over this weekend. I'm not doing anything. Or hey, like Squirrel just texted the group chat, hey, does anyone want to coexist that's on campus? Like, we just want to be around each other because it's nice to be around these people.
They allow me to feel like I can be myself around them. I don't have to like, put on a show or, be something I'm not. They make everyone feel very safe to be their authentic selves. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, can you explain like the term or like the phrase, everybody is a rugby body?
Yes. Okay. This is actually one of my favorite things, because I always, whenever I'm trying to get girls to come out for rugby, they're like, oh, well, I'm too small, or like I can't run fast enough or whatever. But like there is a spot for everyone.
You can't win a game with just backs. You can't win a game with just forwards. It takes everyone. And I think a lot of people are realizing that, and that rugby, you need every body type, every, ounce of experience, I guess. Experienced, not experienced. Even people from other sports. Like, I think one of the freshmen she played hockey or something, and she absolutely like teared it up last weekend.
The first thing that was told to me is that every body is a rugby body, and that's definitely held true because we have so many different people on our team. Like there's different seasons, and everyone has their own strengths, and it's really cool to see.
There's a spot for everyone. There's a spot for tall people, for short people, for fast people, for slow people, for strong people, for the not so strong people. And, we need them all. Every single person can find a role, and the rugby team has 15 positions because you need 15 people to play. You can't do it with 7. Well, you can for 7s, but you can't do it with all one type of person. You need all 15 types of people to get the job done.
In my years of playing different sports, being at different places, that the rugby community is the most supportive of individuals. To your point, it doesn't matter whether it's about your gender, your sexuality, your body shape and size. It's a supportive community that's here. It's a sport that's proven that you don't have to be a, quote, typical athlete to play and be really good at this sport. This is a tough time in our nation right now. There is a lot of hate in this world, not just around, gender and sexuality, which that's the majority of it impacting, young people today or what they're seeing. But this community has done a really good job of saying, you know what, We love you no matter what. We're going to be here for you no matter what. And whether or not there's legislation that says you can or cannot play the sport, there is a spot for everybody in rugby. And it's so important to keep the diversity and the inclusion and not just say we're going to stop being an inclusive environment because some politician wants us to stop. We have to keep our values so that everyone feels good and can continue to play this game. That's the only way we grow this game. The only way we grow decent human beings is by being inclusive and diverse and celebrating that, not negating it.
Can you talk a little bit about the inclusivity of rugby in general as a sport and of our club specifically?
I think the inclusivity of rugby is one of like the most integral factors. Anytime you go to a national tournament, you'll see a million people cheering each other on, and there's really no like bad energy towards anything. And I think a lot of that is just how much respect is honed in on this sport and how you're supposed to respect the sir and the other teams. And it just creates a lot more fun to be having when you don't have to feel like you hate the other team and you can play and be competitive, but then get off the field and high five and not feel any sort of way towards that team. And with our club specifically, I think we always bring so much fun to tournaments. And I feel like when I first started, it was kind of weird to hear us like cheering for these other teams that we had played and who had beat us. But the more you think about it, the more you realize that you're all on the same field and you're all trying to get to a certain point and be competitive. And outside of that, you can all be friends and work on your relationships together.
The community, it's really nice because like you'll go to a rugby tournament and you get to like be friends with everyone, and it's makes it feel less serious in that sense where you get to like, you're not like, oh, you need to be scared of me. It's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long.
Like you're gonna tackle them.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
But after we're gonna go hang out.
So yeah, it's not hard to make friends playing this game. I mean, you're killing each other on the field. As soon as you get off, it's like, oh my God, you did such a good job. No, you did a good job. So it's nice.
But we're the people's team. We're the team that's throwing ass in the try zone and, getting on TV because we're dancing between resets. We're cheering for other teams. We're laughing with other teams. We're making jokes when we have to go in for scrums. Like, it's all just like really silly for the most part. We're all out there to just like, at the end of the day, it's not that serious. We're all out there to have a good time, right? Like, we joined rugby to have a good time, so like we're gonna have a good time. And I think it's a testament to Iowa rugby that it's taken us a bit to figure it out, but we've found that balance between, well, we're here to win, play, and compete, but also we're not gonna win, play, or compete if we're not enjoying it too. And ultimately that's what we're here for. So we've really hit that sweet spot this season, especially, I think.
I definitely, it's like hitting me, the fact that like I only have 1 year left. And I don't know, I feel like I've done so much here, but like I've always like wanted to do more. And definitely gonna miss this because this has definitely been one of like the defining parts of like my college experience and like the people that I've met here and the places I've gotten to go and things I've gotten to do. I've been annoyed with rugby. I've been frustrated with rugby. We've got a love-hate relationship, Can't live with it, can't live without it. But I can definitely say that I can't live or can't imagine what my life would be like without the people that I've met through this sport.
I've met some of my closest friends through freshman year, like through rugby, and I don't know how my college experience would be different without it. Like, I've thought about it before, and I've talked to Julia, and I've been like, I don't know who I would have met or what I would be doing without having rugby to go to consistently. And it also gives you people who are doing the same things and going through the same experiences, and I think that's really cool.
Do you have a favorite rugby memory?
Honestly, I would say probably the Rugby 101. I think that was actually really fun. And, that was the intro to it all. And so I had a really good time with that because we saw some of the vets and we were also a lot of the rookies and stuff. So I would say that.
I feel like my first few practices, all the vets were so good about, including us. And, obviously we're, kind of tendencies to stick to each other, but they'd be like, hey, come partner with me, we're gonna practice this or whatever. And when we would mess up, they'd be like, oh, don't worry, that was me, or I still do that sometimes. And they just they made it feel normal to be confused all the time.
I want to make better tackles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheer you on really loud.
Woo!
Read the defense.
Yeah. Make good passes and support my teammates.
Yeah.
I won't make panic passes and I won't be offsides.
Yeah.
We love it.
Good luck, babes. I haven't even figured that out yet.
It's so helpful to have a veteran there to be like, no, this is normal. You're going to be confused for the next year. It's okay. Rugby's a very confusing sport. There's a lot of laws that really are not familiar, especially to people who are familiar with American sports and grew up with American sports. It's a lot different setup than what we're used to. So it's just very confusing. It's a lot to catch on to at once. Obviously tackling, terrifying. As women, we don't do that a lot. We're not raised to tackle or be violent, not violent, but be aggressive. And honestly, yeah, violent at times. We're not taught to do that. So getting into it can be very scary. So having a voice to just normalize the experience, get you through it, share their experiences, and then be that guiding voice until our rookies are vets and they can then do the same thing for the next people.
It has been an amazing journey to really have a very successful season as far as those win and losses go. But we have set our goals very high this season.
It's championship time. When you think of the moments you had in your career, what comes to mind when you're playing a match of this magnitude?
Man, what comes to mind is just going out on fire, just like this, right? I was coming out on fire, ready to make some contact, ready to make some smart plays.
Why should someone join rugby?
Someone should join rugby because there's a spot for everybody on the team. There's not a single person that fits a description of a rugby player. There's just no wrong way to go about it, and you always have a spot on the field. You always have a place in the team. It's a very loving sport, and it's great for everyone.
If you're gay, it's a great place to be. It's because most of the rugby community is gay, queer, LGBTQIA+. It's just nice to be around other people that are in the same group. And then you got your token straights, and it's oh, love you guys. I lie.
I would say the reason I joined rugby is because I love sports and I had a lot of energy I needed to burn off and aggression. And I would say if you're struggling in classes or in life, you can come and leave it all on the turf. Of course, not towards your fellow teammates, but I feel like it's a perfect place to kind of release all the tensions of the world, especially the world that we live in right now.
You should join rugby if you if you want to be part of a really super awesome community, if you want to make great friends for life, and if you want to fuck up people, if you want to tackle people on the field and you want to be a badass, go join rugby.